Spokane, Mayor Rhodes Conway.
Who's ever heard of any of these people? Who are these people? These Democrat politicians are nobodies.
And I have to give a special thanks to the mayor because the last time I was in Madison, we went to the house where
Alaska is the vote. Alaska is the vote. It's too damn cold. Yeah, exactly. It's an adopted state. It was colonized by the Russians. Boo. Was it really colonized by the Russians? When did they do that? Was that before we bought it? Like the U.S. bought Alaska from Russia, didn't we, or something? I'm embarrassed. I don't know the history that better. Guess is in the house. What up? Just wonder what an extremely cold winter will do to people who've never even seen snow. Oh yeah, that'll be interesting, right? Yeah, can you imagine coming from the equator? You've never seen snow, and all of a sudden you're dropped in like northern Ohio. Harris told an event today of her handpicked minions, said she would demand the filibuster be removed to make Roe federal law. Manchin roasted her today, saying the filibuster is there to stop overreach. Good. Is there? I was looking for video of Kamala Harris. This was the latest one I could find was 3 days ago. Did Kamala Harris have an event today? It was so good.
You liked it?
Holy cow! PM resub for 4 months of tier 1. Yes, I did. It was delicious. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
PM for 4 months of tier 1 for 52 months total. 52 months. Thank you, PM. Appreciate the tier 1, man. 52 months is huge. Good to see you tonight, PM. Thanks for being here. Anyway, no. So I'd like to. I was trying to find the latest Kamala Harris event. The latest I could find was from 3 days ago. Is there a video of Kamala's event today? Or where was it or something? Maybe I could search it better. Praying back to the left for propping him up the whole time, but we've had the Ukraine talk. Yeah, but it's ticked me right off. Well, it's not just the left that's been propping him up the whole time, Hydra. There's been broad bipartisan support for supporting Ukraine. And not just sort of left and right, broad bipartisan support within the U.S., but also within almost all of our allies as well. So it's definitely not anything that's like from the left. Like this is lots of conservatives, lots of right-wing people support Ukraine. Yeah, he bought it from Russia in 1868. Nice. What a boss purchase that was. For pennies an acre? Heck yeah. Because there were very few settlers, they didn't see any value in Alaska. Big mistake. Yeah, that was crazy. Well, they had so much of Siberia already, right, Eric? I mean, they had this massive amount of Siberian land that they would never even put to use until the Bolsheviks took over and started turning it into the gulag. Can you imagine Alaska as a part of the USSR? Absolute nightmare. That would be a nightmare. It would have been gulag territory. I'm sure they would have put the gulag there. The Russians clearly didn't discover any of the oil there. Oops. Right. This mess in NYC is getting worse. One of the Adams' close advisors, who was a DA and judge, had a shootout with the NYPD as they went there to arrest him in the NYC probe of Adams in his office. Are you a shootout? No. What? So what actually happened? Like I don't understand what actually happened. Woman claims Sean Diddy Combs in his head of like what did they do wrong? Like did they steal money? Like did what actually happened? Ex-New York State judge prosecutor kills himself after shootout with FBI agents who arrived to arrest him on corruption charges. The retired upstate New York judge and former prosecutor shot himself to death Tuesday morning in a shootout with the FBI agents trying to bust him on bribery and corruption charges. Wow. Been embroiled in a federal bribery scandal, opened fire on the agents as they approached his Orange County home before his death by suicide shortly after 9:30 a.m. The FBI said in a statement the agency is reviewing the incident at the Campbell Hall home, noting that it's being investigated by the Inspection Division, as is typically the case in agent-involved shootings. As this is an ongoing matter, we have no further details to provide. Wow. A federal grand jury voted to indict him for taking $63,000 in payoffs to rig a case on behalf of an old pal who claimed he was embezzled by relatives. Man, 63,000. 63,000 ain't nothing. Adams was using his office to enrich friends, family, and fellow politicians, giving billions in contracts out. I mean, a lot of, like, most executives, most politicians in the U.S. give billions in contracts out. But yeah, if he was doing it to, there's that, and that's a complicated procurement law or whatever, federal contracting, state contracting law. That shit's all its own freaking world, with a lot of different laws and regulations. But yeah, you screw that up, you're going to prison. Rosenwire and a millionaire businessman conspired to build a case against his sister and nephew and recoup the stolen cash. Any progress? I am anxious, thanks. Waiting to talk to investigator. Should know something today. FBI agents showed up at the home of the former judge to arrest him on corruption charges, but he fired on agents and then took his own life. Dude, that's crazy. Looks like a really nice neighborhood, too. Looks like a really nice neighborhood. Believe me, wow, I can't. I mean, I just, there's too much here. There's too much. Trump assassination attempt suspect's son arrested for child porn. Oh my goodness, dude. Former FTC exec Caroline Edison penned steamy Bridgerton-style period romance novel while awaiting prison sentence. Caroline Edison wrote a steamy Bridgerton-style romance novel as she waited to learn her fate for participating in the crypto fraud at FTX, her mom revealed. The Stanford-educated Ellison had a tempestuous on-off relationship with Sam SBF and mused about experimenting with polyamory, and then famously turned state's evidence and gave damning evidence against her ex. Turned state's evidence. Have you guys ever turned? Would you guys ever turn state's evidence? Adams will either get voted out or arrested. That's wild. Absolutely wild. I thought Adams came in and he was supposed to be this moderate. He was supposed to be pro law enforcement. He was supposed to be this, capable administrator. He was going to get New York cleaned up, but not from like a radical left wing perspective. Like, that's kind of the way I had thought of him until recently, I guess. Of course, who knows? And then, of course, I always kind of assumed that whole line was also probably not necessarily true. She's already written one novel. Now she's writing another novel. The 29-year-old now has ample time to finish that follow-up. She was sentenced to 2 years in prison Tuesday for her role in the FTX catastrophe, which saw billions of dollars worth of crypto vanish in days. Dude, I would love, honestly, sometimes I wish I got sentenced to prison. It's like, man, if you could literally be in prison and just write, I would love to have not have to worry about expenses, not have to worry about working, and just work all day. I know that's obviously silly, naive, and stupid, but it's man, I have a weird fascination with the idea of I would love to write, have more time to write. It ain't easy though.
When I was 5 years old, here in Madison. So many of you know my sister.
Don't clip that one. Don't clip that one, Hydra. That's a bad clip. That's a bad clip.
Is here. So our parents taught at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and so we lived here for a period of time. So every time I land, the governor says, "Welcome home." So thank you all to all the leaders who are here, elected leaders and community leaders and just neighborhood leaders, family leaders, all that you are. Thank you. So here we are. All right, we got work to do. 46 days until the election. 46 days until the election. And what we know, this is going to be a tight race until the very end. So let's not pay too much attention to the polls, because let's be clear, we are the underdog in this race, and we have some hard work ahead of us. But here's the thing, we like hard work. We like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work. And with your help in November, we will win. We will win. So, some of you might have seen the debate last week that I had with Donald Trump. It was fun. And I talked about issues that matter to families across America, like bringing down the cost of living, investing in America's small businesses, protecting reproductive freedom.
Whoa!
And keeping our nation.
What the heck? I didn't even hear the notification for that one. Maker's Day with another 100 bits. I have his bailout bits. Thank you, guys. Is this the coconut tree event? This is 3 days ago. Her in Madison, Wisconsin. I wanted to try to clip farm. Conservative lawyer wants to be imprisoned. More at 5:30. That's hilarious, Hydra. German said that about work. That's what that sounded like to me, guess. That sounded exactly like it. Sounded exactly like the old German saying. Manchin won't endorse Harris over vow to gut filibuster to codify abortion rights. Shame on her. Vice President Kamala Harris's vow to gut the Senate filibuster rule to pass a bill codifying abortion rights has cost her an endorsement from a leading Senate moderate, Joe Manchin. Shame on her, Manchin. She knows the filibuster is the holy grail of democracy. It's the only thing that keeps us talking and working together. She gets rid of that, then this would be the House on steroids. Good job, Joe Manchin. Well said. Just goes to show an authoritarian dictator, Kamala Harris, is we're going to lose our democracy if she wins. We're going to lose our democracy, guys. She's a threat to democracy.
Safe and secure. But that is not what we heard from Donald Trump. Instead...
Guess, did I tell you that I have earned like $2 on some of these shorts that I've put up? Like, check this out. Okay, analytics, revenue. I'm up to $22 revenue. All right, see more. Look at this. This is... Oh my goodness, this is so annoying. I don't know. Actually, it's way easier to use on the app. I don't know how to find the actual data on here. I actually use the YouTube Studio app on my phone. But guess, I've made like over $2 just on some of these just like clips that I've from my Twitch stream on Twitch. I'm like, wow. And that's like some of these are getting like 2,000 views, 5,000, 7,000 views. That's like a couple bucks. I just need one of these shorts and one of these clips. I want them to start getting like millions of views on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like my shorts, my Twitch clips should be getting millions of views on YouTube. I just need to get picked up by the algo a little bit more. Germans have used joy as well. I believe it. We need to make a rule that people with crap names can't be president. You got a president named Barack Obama, and he is the vote. True. Barack and Kamala. Yeah. Can we just get some like regular names going here, please, people? Thank you, Hydra.
It was the same old tired show. The same old tired playbook we've heard for years, with no plan on how he would address the needs of the American people. Well, folks, it's time to turn the page. Time to turn the page. And America is ready to chart a new way forward. We are ready. We are ready for a new generation of leadership that is optimistic about what we can do together. Because we're tired of all that division and hate they're pushing. We here know the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. And that's what our campaign...
Nice. Guess has got a clip. Shame. Thank you, Guess. Edit. Whoa. Oh, nice. A YouTube sub. Nice, guys. I just got a YouTube sub. Oh, nice. You already got it. You already got it edited. Guess you already got it edited into a... Mansion won't endorse Harris over vow. Let's see. Share. YouTube. Shame. Share to YouTube. Boom. Filibuster to
campaign is about understanding that this is a people-powered campaign, that this is a campaign about building community.
Roland saw it. You've been streaming for 40 minutes. Has she made a point? No, and I can't even really like follow her. Like, my mind drifts away. Like she loses me. I can't even really stay focused on what she's saying. It's all word salad gobbledygook. It's like, okay, I start thinking about other things. You know what I mean? Like I can barely listen to her.
Building coalitions, reminding us all that we are all in this.
It's commie spellcasting. Pretty much. It feels like that. Yep. People power, another German speaking terminology. Why does she sound like she's from the 1930s Germany? Well, she wants to get rid of the filibuster. She wants to ram through her agenda. She wants to change our constitutional norms, to ram through her dictator. She wants the federal government to control everything. I don't know why she might be using German 30s language.
Together, and that we're gonna be good and all right. We're in this together.
We're in this together. Oh, come on. Stop it with the platitudes and the tropes and the bromides, lady. We're in it together. Okay, great.
Which is why Democrats, Republicans, and independents...
Pickles, what up, Pickles? Welcome.
Are supporting our campaign because they want a president. We want a president who works for all the American people, and I promise you that is the kind of president I will be. I promise that. Now, many of you know my background. My entire career, I have fought for the people. As a young courtroom prosecutor in Oakland, I stood up for women and children against predators who abuse them. As Attorney General of California, I took on the big banks and delivered $20 billion for middle-class families who faced foreclosure because of predatory lending.
Oh, I bet he is worried, yes. I bet he's real worried.
Lending practices. I stood up for veterans and students who were being scammed by the big for-profit colleges, and for workers who were being cheated out of the wages they were due, and for seniors facing elder abuse. will fight on behalf of all communities and all Americans, and together we will build a brighter future for our nation. Together, we will build a future where we build what I call an opportunity economy, so every American has the opportunity to own a home, to build wealth, to start a small business. And I'll tell you, I love our small businesses. For the small business leaders who are here, can you raise your hand? Our small business leaders are extraordinary. So, you know, growing up, before our mother could afford to buy a house, we lived in an apartment above a child care center. It was owned by a woman by the name of Mrs. Shelton, and she helped raise my sister Maya and me, because my mother worked long days and sometimes on weekends. We called Miss Shelton our second mother, and she was a small business owner. So from childhood, I have known the character and work ethic of our small business owners. And I know small business owners are the backbone of America's economy. Which is why my plan offers a new way forward and will give a $50,000 tax deduction to help entrepreneurs start their small businesses.
We don't need a $50,000 tax deduction to start our small businesses, Kamala Harris. We need the federal government's off our back. Yo, Eric's got a short for me. Thank you, Eric.
We're in this together.
Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. Oh, that's a good one. Share you. Oh man, that is fantastic. Thank you, Eric. That is a fantastic clip. Oh man. Are they going to allow it to be monetized? That's going to be the question. They've only demonetized my pro-Israel one so far. Wow, dude, this one already has 37 likes. Holy cow, that thing's taken off, man. I can already tell this one's going to take off. Kamala Harris has the same answer to every question. This one's going to take off. I can already tell.
Build more housing in America. You know, my mother saved up for years, and when I was a teenager, she was finally able to buy her first home. I know what that dream is like. I know what it is like for people to work hard and to save up and have a dream.
Kamala Harris, I don't care if you know what it's like to grow up middle class and to buy home. What I care about is whether you've got any decent policies that are consistent with our Constitution that protect our rights and help generate our economic growth in this country. Give me a break.
That is about the dignity of their work and an investment in their future, the future of their family, an investment in the pride they so rightly deserve because of their hard work.
Calm down, lady.
But right now on the affordable housing issue, look, we have a shortage of housing in America, and it's contributing to driving up prices. So with
you know why we have a shortage of housing, Kamala Harris? Because of left-wing Democrat policies that prohibit building new houses and or make it too expensive to build new houses because of all your red tape and regulations. Oh, but you don't want to fix any of that. You're not going to call out any of that.
my plan, we are going to cut red tape and work with the private sector to build 3 million new homes by the end of my first term.
There it is right there. 3 million new homes. 3 million new homes after she let in 10 million illegal aliens. I don't get that. I don't get that. 3 million new homes, but she let in 10 million immigrants. Doesn't add up. Yo, Kiswan. What up, Kiswan? Good to see you, my man.
Provide first-time home.
Yo, Makers Dave and PM. Thank you guys both again for the bits and the subs. You guys are why I'm here on Twitch. PM and Makers Dave. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Roland Stott says, actually, this is funny. Her proposal is to get 3 million houses built. The U.S. built 1.7 million houses last year and tracks 1.3 million a year. Therefore, she's actually proposing a 25% reduction in new housing. That's hilarious, Ronald Stott. Good point. Good point. Dill the Dane. What's up? Well, of course she isn't. That would be shooting yourself in the foot. Neither would another politician, regardless of party, use that opportunity to highlight their political failures. I think that's a given. You two listening to some sales pitches lately? Is that what this is? Like presidential speeches? I'm just trying to get some Kamala Harris content because like all of my YouTube shorts that are getting thousands of views and earning me like several dollars in ad rev, they all seem to be related to Kamala Harris. Like this one's taking off, Kamala Harris.
Buyers with $25,000 in down payment assistance so they can just get their foot in the door.
Dino, the real Dino. What's up, Dino? Thoughts on Candace uncovering Kamala's industry? Pull up Candace Owens' podcast. Okay. Nice, dude. It's actually suggesting my short to myself. I don't know why does YouTube do that? It actually suggests my own short.
All right, guys, welcome to
Insane TikTok trend, get pregnant with that. Oh, does she not put it up on YouTube? I'd have to go to her actual like a podcasting app. Or is she on Rumble? Gizmo the Fisherman. What's up, Gizmo? Not that I'm very a fan of her, just saying it would be surprised if she used the opportunity to highlight her political failures. That'd be political idiocy. Well, of course, I agree with that. Honestly, I wonder if she's whiter than me, maybe Rumble. I wonder if... Let's see. I guess let me try to find it on Rumble. All right, here 6 months ago. No, her latest on Rumble is 6 months ago. This must have been when she was still at Daily Wire. Yeah, Daily Wire Plus. Huh.
Because unlike my opponent, who was basically handed $400 million on a silver platter and then filed bankruptcy 6 times.
What about the most dishonest take on Trump's business success I've ever heard? Wow, give me a break. All he got was a small loan of $1 million.
We know that most people need to just have the opportunity to actually get their foot in the door to achieve their dreams and their aspirations. We also need to lower the cost of living because while our economy is doing well by many measures, prices for everyday necessities like groceries are still too high. You know it and I know it. So I have a plan to lower costs on everything ranging from healthcare to groceries, including taking on corporate price gouging.
I thought it was called corporate price gauging. Hold on a second.
On Q2, plagiarize passages.
It's problematic because he is asking Montanans to vote for him as one of 2 senators.
Republican Senate hopeful Tim Sheehy continues to catch fire, this time for his new book. But will it impact election results? Plus, the Montana music community grieving.
He's one of the more prolific musicians around. He just had a great ear for sound.
A Treasure State star who lit up stages across the state is remembered after dying in a weekend crash. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Andrea Lutz. It's been a bumpy campaign for Republican Senate candidate Tim Sheehy. The Bozeman businessman is once again under fire after already making racially insensitive comments about Montana's Native Americans. Now he's appeared to plagiarize passages from his book published last year. Tonight, our Haley Monaco looks at the allegations and if it'll have an impact on the race.
People said that book seems suspicious.
Montana U.S. Senate Republican candidate Tim Sheehy is back in the headlines.
There were 4 passages that were, I would say, questionable, if not outright plagiarism.
Daryl Ehrlich, the editor-in-chief of the Daily Montanan, first broke the story that Sheehy's book, published in 2023 as both an autobiography and history piece, appeared plagiarized.
Let's be clear, there's nothing wrong with taking other sources, citing, attributing, quoting. All of those are perfectly legitimate. The challenge becomes when you don't give the proper citation or reference.
Ehrlich says they ran the book through 2 different softwares, one simply being Grammarly, to detect for any kind of plagiarism.
The information that I think was likely plagiarized that the software picked up on as well, it's never the kind of information that is bombshell. It's more just supporting information.
Ehrlich says the possible plagiarism ranges from using a definition from Wikipedia to full paragraphs with few changed words.
So it's important for Montana voters to know his background. It's also important for them to know what is the work product that he has produced so far. And I think that basically every time you...
What a joke. By the way, this Daryl Ehrlich guy is a hard left Democrat liberal blogger. Give me a break. He used the same definition in some words as the way Wikipedia describes. Who gives a rat's ass? Now I've eaten so much, I got to take a quick bathroom break, guys. I apologize. I'm not very good at streaming anymore these days.
Meaning 65% place at our border. They're taking the jobs of Hispanic Americans, African Americans, and nobody talks about it. But I won't let it happen. Yet after presiding over the border, the worst in history for any country, there's never been a border like this. 21 million people, we project. This total economic catastrophe, the border czar, Kamala Harris, has now been slotted in by the Democrats to be reelected. She wants 4 more years to enforce a radical left agenda that poses a fundamental threat to the prosperity of every American family and America itself. And we're talking about America itself. She wants to defund the police, have totally open borders, ban fracking in Pennsylvania and everywhere else, take away your private health insurance, and perhaps most pertinent to the very brilliant people in this room, raise your business and corporate taxes, and unbelievably, she will seek a tax on unrealized capital gains. Most people don't even know what that means. What does it mean? She has been after all of this for years, and as everyone knows, she's a Marxist who destroyed almost single-handedly San Francisco, and when she was the AG, California itself, not the same place. People are leaving. They're fleeing like they are in New York. She'll seek out and she will try and get those things if she's elected, and she may very well succeed in getting them. She recently said her values have not changed, and these have really been her values for her entire career. Her values haven't changed. That's what she wants. So she told the truth. We're not going to let this happen. Communism is the past, freedom is the future, and it is time to send Comrade Kamala Harris back home to California, where crime is rampant and fleeing is the #1 occupation. I'm here today to lay out my plan to rescue our country from this nightmare and to bring back to its citizens the American dream, bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. 8 years ago, I came before you as a candidate for president and shared my vision to end the stagnation and return to rapid growth. That's what we did. As president, I am very proud to say that we accomplished something that nobody thought that was even possible. Before the pandemic, real median household income rose by $7,684. And even after the pandemic, annual incomes were up $6,400. The average American household saw...
Man, there is so much. So I wonder if there's anything on X from Kamala Harris from today. Maybe I can turn those into some clips. Kamala Harris.
And the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse. Mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and
wow, and then both the Wharton Business School shoots down Harris's claim, and the Goldman Sachs CEO said that the report that Harris is better for the economy was blown out of proportion. Wow, so all of Harris's claims during the debate now proven false. All right, let me catch up on chat, guys. Sorry, guys, I missed out on chat here. Oh, Kiss One, yeah, you got a link. Okay, let me check it out.
Well, happy Tuesday. I can tell you guys one thing. The powers that be really did not like our episode yesterday, because after we...
Oh, I wonder if, dude, YouTube is hiding her. I searched Candace Owens and YouTube wouldn't show me her account, even though she's got 2.4 million followers.
500,000 views in less than 5 hours. Suddenly we got hit on YouTube with this bizarre age restriction. We've never been hit with that ever before. It said that we somehow violated the policy on graphic violence and nudity. I mean, what? We literally just read Kamala's book and pointed out a major discrepancy. Mainly that her grandmother, who she produced a photo of herself with, happened to die before Kamala was born. So yeah, seems a little odd. Just asking questions here. Well, today we were able to secure the birth certificates and the death certificates and some marriage certificates, which confirm that Kamala either made a huge mistake, all by accident, or she outright lied because she wanted to convince the public that she was black. Do not go away, you guys, because this is about to get crazy. Welcome back to Candace.
So is she just doing it on her own now that she's gone from Daily Wire and it's pretty much the same show, or what?
All right, so let's recap. Yesterday, I can admit I was completely triggered. I was triggered by the manner in which the Guardian, or a Guardian reporter rather, treated Janet Jackson in a profile piece. It was very obvious they were trying to do the wacko jacko bit again, like they did with her brother. So to remind you, Janet Jackson brought up in her interview human trafficking, child trafficking, and the journalist then decided to heavily imply that Janet Jackson was just nuts to pretend that we have a child trafficking issue in this country. And then when the reporter switched gears and asked her about supporting Kamala Harris as the first female black president, you know, Hollywood's all got to get in line and support this woman or else, Janet Jackson simply said that she had heard that Kamala was not.
Grammarly doesn't detect plagiarism. Interesting. Yeah, that's why, like, dude, that whole news story about that is just complete made up BS.
Black, and that she was in fact Irish, and the media predictably went completely crazy. I mean, here are some of the headlines here. NBC, Janet Jackson tells interviewer she's heard Kamala Harris is not black, echoing election disinformation. Oh, love that word. Newsweek, Janet Jackson's Kamala Harris remarks spark black backlash. The Independent, she's not black. Janet Jackson makes shocking comments about Kamala Harris's heritage. And
actually, it claims to, actually Grammarly does claim to detect for plagiarism. Plagiarism checker by Grammarly. Wow. So what, Grammarly also just fixes your grammar? How good of a product is this? I wonder if I should be using this, frankly.
of course, the New York Times, Janet Jackson repeats false claims about Kamala Harris's race. False claims.
Turns out Soros is made up. Wait, what? Kamala's campaign is using fake news headlines from a liberal dark money funded org that does political work on behalf of Democrats by operating phony news outlets. It's absolutely true about the fake headlines. We saw an article either in Wall Street Journal or the AP or something like that, like confirming that Kamala's campaign was like paying for ads that were like showing fake news headlines. Yeah, Dill. Yeah, exactly. It didn't matter. Dill the Dane. I agree. Speaking of, okay, hold on. Here's how Soros funded a propaganda moves in real time. Earlier today, Kamala HQ, Kamala Wins, posted a headline claiming that the Polish community in Pennsylvania endorsed her. Turned out to be just a letter that was written by a bunch of partisan Democrat politicians. The letter was published by some news outlet called Keystone Newsroom. It sounds like a local Pennsylvania media outlet, but in reality, it's part of Courier Newsroom, which is a Democrat dark money funded media project founded by Democrat operatives that operates websites claiming to be news outlets in key swing states. Dude, they're doing the same thing in Montana. They've got something called the Montana Independent, and they're sending it around to people. And it looks like it's a newspaper, but it's not. It's fake, and it's totally fraudulent. This is one of their strategies. They've got all these newspapers that are pretending to be actual newspapers, but they're outright propaganda, partisan propaganda. It's incredible. This is happening in Montana with the Montana Independent as well. The idea is to make them seem like nonpartisan local outlets when in reality they exist to give glowing coverage to Democrats. In addition, Courier Newsroom spends millions of dollars on targeted ads on social media and doesn't have to register with the FEC as a political group, even though their explicit purpose is to elect Democrats. George Soros, Reid Hoffman, other liberal billionaires all fund Courier Newsroom. They're doing blatant political activities on behalf of Democrats while registered as a tax-exempt org. Should be an FEC violation. Yeah, it's like Polish Americans for Harris. The Keystone newsroom. Polish Pennsylvanians endorse Kamala Harris over Putin, Ukraine concerns. Breaking: Kamala Harris received the... Wow, man, that's crazy. Yeah, and that's crazy that it's happening in Montana too, guess. These fake newspapers are happening in Montana too. It's wild. I haven't gotten one yet. I'd like to get one in the mail. I wonder if Aaron Flint talked about the big stories in Montana. I should listen to Montana Talks.
So to be clear, all Janet Jackson said was, quote, "That's what I heard, that she's Indian, that her father's white. That's what I was told. I mean, I haven't watched the news in a few days. I was told that they discovered that her father was white."
Buckeye, what's up, Buckeye?
That is all that she said that led to all of this craziness in the media trying to paint her like she was some sort of a psycho. And then her manager, a guy named Mo El Marzi, that I'm showing you a picture of here, he offered an apology on Janet Jackson's behalf to BuzzFeed. He said, quote, "Janet Jackson would like to clarify her recent comments. She recognizes that her statements regarding Vice President Kamala Harris's racial identity were based on misinformation. Janet respects Harris's dual heritage as both Black and Indian and apologizes for any confusion caused."
Breaking news: Kamala Harris lied about her Black grandparents. To me, it's not that interesting of a story. To me, it's not that. Oh, nice. Guess has got a clip. Because today, Kamala HQ, Kamala wins. Because here's the deal, right? Here's the deal, right? Today, Kamala. Whoops, I don't know why that. HQ, Kamala wins. I already know that. I already know that Kamala Harris lies, right? I already know that Kamala Harris lies about lots of stuff. So the fact that and her racial identity, we know that she sort of uses that to her advantage at every which way she can in sort of disingenuous ways, et cetera, et cetera. Like, we know all that. Like, so to me, that's not news or anything interesting. That the Polish community in Pennsylvania. But like, if I think it's a positive thing that if people are interested in that story, and if it's like, wow, this is Candace Owens proved that Kamala Harris did in fact lie about her grandparents on this one issue, and it's really solid. If that's enough to like turn people into finally believing that Kamala Harris is a liar, then I'm down with it, you know.
And their aspirations. We also need to lower the cost of living, because while our economy is doing well by many measures, prices for everyday necessities like groceries are...
Our economy is not doing well by many measures. 65% of us are living paycheck to paycheck. How is that the economy doing well by many measures? 65% of us living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, the economy is doing well, but guys, doing great.
Still too high. You know it and I know it. So I have a plan to lower costs on everything ranging from healthcare to groceries, including taking on corporate price gouging.
It doesn't work.
And my plan includes giving a tax cut to 100 million Americans, including $6,000, by expanding the child tax credit for the first year of a child's life to help young and new parents buy a car seat, a crib, baby clothes, in that most significant phase of their development. And all of this is to say, I will always put the middle class and working families first. I come from the middle class, and I have never forgotten where I come from. And I never will. And I never will. Now, Donald Trump, well, he has a different plan. And in many ways, you've heard me say before, he is an unserious man. But the consequences.
He was one of our greatest presidents of our generation, and he's not a serious man. What? Huh? Makes no sense.
Of putting him back in the White House are extremely serious. Extremely serious. Just Google Project 2025.
Project 2025. Yeah, Google Project 2025, guys, so you guys can see all the fake news about it. Yeah, just Google Project 2025 and then click like the first 10 results, which are all fake news. Yeah, click that. Yeah, go do that. No, I'm good. No, thanks. I don't want to Google it. Thanks. Oh, man. Goku Gains. That question is not allowed to be discussed, Goku Gains, I don't think, on Twitch. They don't have that. I don't think Twitch Terms of Service allows that topic to be discussed. I could be wrong. I don't know. That could be Twitch TOS to talk about that, I think. I don't know. It might not be. You could, that would be pushing the line, Goku Gains, but the one thing I'm not willing to do is push the line. Price control. Goku Gains. Let me ask you something, Goku Gains. Let me ask you something, Goku Gains. What do you think?
Can you believe they put that thing in writing? I mean, they put it in.
Oh, Cav, that's horrible. Cav, that's horrible. Oh.
Writing. They had it bound, and they handed it out. And if you get your hands on it, or just Google it, let me tell you, it's a detailed and dangerous blueprint. For what
no, Kamala Harris. You know what's dangerous? It's dangerous that we have Jill Biden running the country. Jill Biden running cabinet meetings just recently. That's what's dangerous, Kamala. Not anything what you're talking about. I'm now trying to turn guesses comments into chat into YouTube shorts. Dude, I love how with the YouTube shorts, the way Twitch edits it, it's like, wow, I can actually edit the short to actually show in a short format both my face and what I'm watching on the on YouTube or whatever. This is sweet. Copperhead, what's up? Welcome, Copperhead.
What he will do if he were elected president again. If Donald Trump, well, you know what? The courts will take care of that. Let's take care of him in November. We'll take care of him in November. How about that?
How about that? What is this? Like, is she the how about that lady now? Literally, is she the how about that lady now? Or girl or whatever? No, I don't. I don't think so, Goku Gains. I don't think Trump should debate her again. I don't think it really helps Trump to do that, so no. I don't think it would be a good idea.
But if you look look at what he's up to. Donald Trump will give billionaires and big corporations massive tax cuts. He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare.
Donald Trump has said repeatedly that no, he's not going to cut Social Security and Medicare, even though all the conservatives have said we have to address entitlements if you want to fix the deficit and the debt. What is she? That's a straight out lie. Pure lie.
And he wants to impose what I call a Trump sales tax, because here's the thing. What he is proposing would be a 20% tax on everyday necessities, basic necessities, which economists estimate will cost most working families more than $4,000 a year extra. Think about that.
No, Kamala Harris. That's only if you keep buying the cheap Chinese crap that we're currently importing and not imposing any tariffs on. No, when you impose the tariffs, it doesn't work out that way. Golly, this is so frustrating. That's just straight up false too. Everything she's saying here is wrong.
And on top of all of that, he intends to end the Affordable Care Act.
No, he does. Yet again, it's like, I wish Trump was in favor of Project 2025. I wish Trump wanted to repeal Obamacare. I wish Trump wanted to cut entitlements. He doesn't. These are lies. Unbelievable.
Remember, he tried 60 times when he was president. In fact, together with...
No, Donald Trump didn't try 60 times. That was Congress. Did she literally just accuse Donald Trump of doing what, wow, that's also straight up misinformation lies.
Tammy, I was a United States Senator. On the floor, I don't know where she is right now, but she'll remember, and we've talked about this. We were on the floor of the United States Senate in the middle of the night when one of those votes was up, when they were trying to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. And we were all standing around after we all voted to protect the Affordable Care Act. And we were all standing around. And then the big wooden doors to the Senate well opened, and in walked the late, great John McCain. Remember that? And he said, no, you don't. He said, no, you don't. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that, Kamala Harris, and that was a terrible, terrible, horrible thing for John McCain to have done.
But we were up against those kinds of attacks when he was president last time, and as he said in the debate, he intends to replace it, but has no plan. In fact, he has, quote, concepts of a plan. No actual plan, concepts. So, aside from that being laughable, it's very serious, because he's basically saying he would threaten the health insurance of 45 million people in our country based on a concept. And take us back. Remember those days when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions? Remember what that was like? Well, brother, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We will not go back.
Yet again, another misdirection, misinformation on healthcare policy. We just went through this. We just went through a long-standing podcast on deep dive into healthcare policy, and what she just said is wrong, of course. Yeah, we're not going back to cheaper healthcare, Num. We're not going back to when you could actually afford premiums, when you could actually afford health insurance. We're not going back to the days when health insurance covered things. We're not going back to the days when you could get high quality healthcare in this country. Nope, we're not going back.
No, we are not. We will move forward. And just like Wisconsin's state motto tells us, forward is where we go. Forward is where we go.
She is so bad at this.
Ours is a fight for the future. And Ours is a fight for freedom.
And by freedom, she means abortion. That's the only thing they mean when they say freedom. They have the most unbelievable concept of freedom. It's just abortion. It's the most sickening thing. So wrong.
Like the fun.
She wants victory through joy, Numb, because we need to be unburdened by what has been and burdened by what can come and what can be after we achieve victory through joy. And what we need to do is what we're doing.
Fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? It's when they might say freedom, they mean abortion. There it is.
Body and not have her government telling her what to do. Freedom. And we remember how we got here. Donald Trump handpicked 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in more than 20 states, we have Trump abortion bans, many with no exceptions even for rape and incest. It is immoral. It is immoral.
Oh, so now all of a sudden we care about morality when we have laws? I thought Democrats always said, no, you can't concern yourself with morality when it comes to laws. Now all of a sudden we can care about morality? Weird.
And let us agree, one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree.
Yes, you do have to abandon that to support abortion.
The government should not be telling her what to do. Not the government.
What, as if she's some now anti-government person? She hates the government? Oh, we don't want the... Give me a break, you communist dictator. How disingenuous. Wow. What a fraud.
Not the government.
So she's against medical boards now? Yes, I guess so. Not the government. Not the government. Now, we can have anybody else tell you what you can and can't do with your abortions, but not the government.
And yet, in our debate, Donald Trump said that everyone wanted to overturn Roe. I have talked with folks who are here. I have talked with women around our country and the people who love them.
Boom! Guest gifting a tier 1 sub to Makers Dave. Thank you, guest. Makers Dave. Enjoy the 30 days. Enjoy the 30 days without any ads. Thank you, guest. Thank you so much, guest. I clipped it, Makers Dave. Nobody else needs to worry about clipping it too much. I'm clipping a lot of these myself. It's just that it's a lot more work for me to go back and read and edit these when I do it myself. That's why I appreciate so much when other people do it. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm getting clips of all these little things I'm saying. Honestly, lecture fan, I'm over being nice to these people. I'm filled with righteous anger towards these people. She had a chance to state that she wouldn't ban abortion in the final months or weeks of gestation, and she wouldn't. Anyone who votes for Harris willingly supports sacrificing infants at the altar of Satan, and they should not be given place in our political system. Amen, Hydra. Amen. Well said, brother. Well said. Well said. Makers is an OG. Yep, Makers is an OG. Yep, it's an abomination against nature designed to kill one's offspring. Absolutely, Hydra. Absolutely. Well said. Nice. Nice, Eric. So she's against... medical boards now? Yes, I guess so. Not the government. Not the government. Now, we can have anybody else tell you what you can and can't do with your abortions, but not the government. That literally was what Kamala Harris was like, dude. That's literally what she sounded like. Oh, man, that is hysterical. Medical boards now? Yes, I guess so. Not the government. Not the government. Now, we can have anybody else tell you what you can and can't do with your abortions, but not the government. Oh, man. How is it weird? Is it weird? Oh, shoot. No, dang it. It's uploading. Oh, no. Oh, no, it switched over to a short. Good. Is it weird that I'm getting such a... If I'm cracking up so much on this? Wow, dude, this one's already got 38 likes. Yo, Steve Balboni. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Is it weird that I would crack up so much about myself? Like watching clips. Wow, dude, this Arma Reforger video is doing really well. I've already got 300 views on this thing. Dude, no possible way. What's the average watch time on this thing? Wow, dude, this video has gotten 300 views. I've already got 12 hours of watch time. Wow. Just respawned, and I've got an armed Huey. I just need some gunners here at Military Hospital.
Okay, I'll meet you at Showtan, dude.
All right. Dude, amazing. I actually think that like my gaming content actually could end up doing better on YouTube than even some of my political content. Although, man, some of these shorts are fantastic. Steve Balboni, Trump 2024, baby. Heck yeah, Trump 2024. Let's go. Let's go.
Women are being denied care during miscarriages. Some only being treated once they develop sepsis. They didn't want this. And we know that women
that's not possibly true.
have died because of Trump abortion bans. I was with a mother and the two sisters of a woman who died because of Trump abortion bans just last night. You know, and her mother said the worst thing among the pain that she's experiencing is when she heard and reflects on what she was told, that it was preventable. Preventable. And you know, when that decision came down just over 2 years ago, we predicted this would happen. And it's preventable. You know,
just pure emotion, making policy arguments that are best made to the individual legislatures of these individual states. These states have laws on the books that are supported by the people of these states. And this lady claims to care about democracy.
Woman, she was a vibrant 28-year-old young woman with a mother of a 6-year-old son. Her name, Amber Nicole Thurman, who I promised her mother I will say her name every time. I will say her name every time. And so, Amber was a medical assistant. She had just learned that she was accepted to nursing school. She had her whole future planned out. And her sisters and her mother were describing her.
I don't understand how this lady could ever actually have a chance of becoming president. She can't possibly have a chance at winning this election, right? I mean, this is crazy.
And they said, you know, she had such light, and she had ambition, and she had drive, and she was so proud that she had worked so hard, and she was finally gaining independence, that she found an apartment in a safe community. It had a little pool where her son could play.
Right, Hydra,
And
yep.
she was so proud. She was so proud and so hopeful. And then she discovered she was pregnant, and she decided to have an abortion. But because of the Trump abortion ban in Georgia, she was forced to travel out of state to receive the health care that she needed. And when she returned to Georgia, she needed additional care, so she went to a hospital in Georgia. But under the Trump abortion ban, her doctors could have faced up to a decade in prison for providing Amber the care she needed. And so she waited.
Oh, I don't. First of all, I think the polls, Copperhead, I think the polls show that it's really close. And so I would say the polls, look, top battlegrounds. Look at president, election 2024, top battlegrounds. Trump up 0.2. So literally the RCP presidential right now, September 24th, 2024, has Trump up 0.2 in the top battlegrounds, RCP polling averages.
For 20 excruciating hours, she waited as she deteriorated. And then she reached such a state, a critical state, that the doctors finally operated, and it was too late. And she died of sepsis. And recently, medical experts determined that Amber's death was preventable. So understand what a law like this means, what these kinds of laws mean. These kinds of laws under Trump abortion bans. It means doctors may have to wait until the patient is at death's door before they take any action. Nobody wants that. What is he talking about? Nobody wants that. Are we saying we're gonna craft now public health policy so that doctors only kick in when you're about to die? This is one example of what is happening around our country right now. And this is a healthcare crisis, and Donald Trump is the architect. So I will say to you, because of why we are here, we're going to get Tammy reelected to the United States Senate.
Mushroom Party, Jay Brown, welcome, guys.
And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. Proudly. And across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on assault on other hard-fought, hard-won fundamental rights and freedoms, like the freedom to vote, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom to join a union, the freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. So we know what we are up against. We are clear-eyed about what we are up against. And we remember that generations of Americans before us led the fight for freedom. And now, the baton is in our hands. Now, it's in our hands. It's in our hands. And so much is on the line in this election. And this is not 2016 or 2020. The stakes are even higher. Because remember, 2 months ago, the United States Supreme Court basically told the former president that he will effectively be immune no matter what he does in the White House.
That's a lie? Okay, go ahead.
Think about that. Think about what that means. So before, at least, there was some threat of consequence. And now the court has made this decision. Think about that.
What's up,
Just
Noah?
imagine
No, I didn't.
Donald
How?
Trump with no guardrails. He who has vowed to be a dictator on day one. He who has called for, quote, the termination of the Constitution of the United States of America. And let us be very clear. Someone who suggests we should terminate the Constitution of the United States.
Oh, give me a break, as if Kamala Harris is some big defender of the Constitution. She hates the Constitution. Give me a break.
Should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States.
Whoa! Calm down, lady! What in the world is wrong with her? Never again! Never again! Never again! What is her deal? Jeez!
Never again. So Wisconsin, it all comes down to this.
Look, now she's all smiley and happy. So she was just the most angriest person 2 seconds ago. Now she's all smiley and happy.
We are here together because
Creepy.
we love our country. We love our country. And we understand the awesome responsibility that comes with the greatest privilege on earth. The privilege and pride of being an American. The privilege and pride of being an American. And I do believe that it is one of the highest forms of patriotism to fight for the ideals of our country and to fight to realize the promise of America.
That's not the patriotism as me and Hamilton defined it. We defined it as putting the interests of the American citizens first and before any other person and foreigner. That's how it's really defined. That's a wrong definition of patriotism, lady.
So, Madison, Election Day, yes, in 46 days, and early voting has already started in some states. Early voting in Wisconsin starts in just 32 days. And in fact, many of you may have already received your mail-in ballots. Check this out, in-person early
Ridiculous.
voting begins in Virginia and Minnesota today. Today. And don't we love Tim Walz? He's so good, he's so good. So all that to say, the election is basically here. It's basically here, and we have work to do. To energize, to organize, and to mobilize, and to remind everyone, your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power, and never let anyone take your power from you. So, Madison, today I ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom?
Do we believe in freedom? You mean abortions?
Believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
awkward, terrible little ending there. Oh my goodness. And she spoke for 25 minutes. They have this huge rally, this huge setup, and she goes up there for 25 minutes. What a disappointment. I bet the crowd is disappointed. Donald Trump speaks for 3 times that length usually. Wow, man, that is really something to watch. I hadn't seen a full-blown Kamala Harris rally like that. Holy cow. Argentina scrapped its rent controls. Now the market is thriving. President Milei's fiscal shock therapy yields lower rents overall, but some people feel squeezed. For years, Argentina... Who would have guessed? Wow. So right-wing libertarianism economic ideology works. Huh. What a